Prof, you can, if anyone would like to interrupt, then Prof allow that, then it's okay. Depends on the speaker sometimes.
Yeah.
So is that
Yeah, sometimes kadang-kadang right in the middle kan, they have some queries. Tapi it's okay lah kalau kita bawa ke at the end lah.
okay, then it's great.
I minta izin from you all lah untuk I bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris dan juga bahasa Melayu lah, bahasa Malaysia.
Should be okay, no problem. Yang penting, the important is the message is delivered to the participants and they can understand and apply it. Okay, so since it's 10 o'clock already, so we start our webinar now. Okay. So there is 55 participants. Okay, we start now. Let's start now. Okay, good morning to the honorable speaker, Prof. Surveyor Dr. Zulkiflee Latif, Dato, Datin, Prof. Maia, Doctor, and fellow lecturers and researchers of UiTM. First of all, I would like to welcome you for joining FRGS 2023 Research Webinar Session for Cluster, Natural and Cultural Heritage. In successful FRGS grant application, it is doable. Okay, I'm Chia, Coordinator of Energy and Environment from the Research Nexus UiTM. I'm the moderator for today's webinar session. We from Renew highly appreciate your time and sharing with us today. Okay. First of all, I would like to welcome our speaker, Prof. Surveyor Dr. Zulkiflee Latif. Hi, Prof.
Hi.
Okay, let me share with you the background of Prof. Okay, Professor Surveyor Dr. Zulkiflee Latif has more than 25 years of teaching, research, and industrial experience and has published over 100 research articles in referred technical journals, proceedings, and a book. He specialized in remote sensing, GIS, and soft computing techniques in forestry, natural hazard, health, and environmental problems. Currently, Prof is Director of Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development and Head of Applied Remote Sensing and Geospatial Research Group, University Technology Mara, Malaysia. Today, we are glad to have Prof here sharing his tips and experience in successful FRGS research grant application. As we know that we are having a Q&A session at the end of this webinar session, you may drop your question in the chat box and we will address them during the Q&A session, or you are also allowed to unmute the microphone and ask the question directly then. For your information, the session is recorded and also will be live streaming on YouTube TNCPI UiTM. The recorded version will be available at TNCPI YouTube if you miss or want to watch the webinar later. Without further delay, please welcome Prof. Zul. The floor is yours, Prof.
Okay. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Chay, for your kind introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all Datuk, Datin, professors and doctors, and all lecturers of UiTM, especially. I'm Zulkiflee Latif, as Dr. Tay introduced. Actually, my term as the Director for Institute for Biodiversity and Sustainable Development has ended on the 30th September, sorry. So today, I'm wearing a hat as a Dean of Research and Innovation for the College of the Environment, the newly established college in UiTM. Okay, I would like to thank Renew for inviting me, for continuing inviting me as a speaker for FRGS for UiTM, especially. And I was given the topic, successful FRGS grant application is doable, as we know that FRGS is regular grants offered by the Ministry of Higher Education every year. So Alhamdulillah, this year, thanks to your ITM for preparing this at the early before the grant of FRGS is open. And normally the grant will be open early of the year. So we are hoping that we're going to have that announcement soon. And I will try my best to share with everyone how can we go about how to get the FRGS application successful, inshallah. So we try our best. If we don't try, we don't definitely we don't get the grant. So we need to apply. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so just to show that to everyone, actually I'm the co-head for the domain natural and cultural heritage for the Ministry of Higher Education for 2021 and 2022. I don't receive any application, any letter from the ministry to continue my role as a co-head under Datuk Azizan, Professor Datuk Azizan is the head of Natural and Cultural Heritage Cluster at Okay. Okay, for the research domain, natural and cultural heritage, we have the sub-research domain, agriculture, alternative medicine, archaeology, biodiversity, built environment, culinary, culture, environment, ethnography, forestry, geoscience, marine, and tourism. As for my areas, fall under forestry and geoscience. So I'm really focused in this cluster. So when you apply FRGS, you have to make sure that which cluster are you in, which research domain. So that is very important. Okay, and for today, this is the content of my talk, MOHI research program, and what is FRGS, the requirement, the guidelines, assessment processes and criteria, assessment example, I will show you, and also some of the sample of internal panel and RMC evaluation, and also the KPT evaluation. And I'm the evaluator for FRGS since 2014 till now. And my first FRGS, successful FRGS is in 2010. Just after I completed my PhD. So I believe that most of you here are PhD holder, and some of you just completed your PhD, just joined UiTM. I think this is the best time for you to embark FRGS research, because as for PhD, normally we go for novelty, gap of research, fundamental research. So this FRGS actually focusing on fundamental, novelty, and gap of research. So, okay. Boleh nampak? Dr. T boleh nampak the diagrams or just a blank?
Blank.
Blank, okay. Alright. Okay, what is FRGS? So actually, FRGS is a research leading to the advancement of knowledge in the areas of human and natural science. So all fundamental research grant scheme is everything's under areas of human and natural science. So if you work of your research or your research area in these areas, you are eligible to apply FRGS. Okay, and FRGS answer why and how. I think you have a previous speaker, Professor Dr. Jamaluddin. So he also said that your questions, your research question must answer why and how. Yeah, and then to explore sign of the research. Okay, and the research should focus on the accumulation of theories, fundamental processes, fundamental structures, So if you work or research area fall under this, you are eligible to apply FRGS. Okay. Okay. The importance of FRGS is contributes towards the advancement of knowledge, leads to new discoveries and technological invention in science, road to achieving the Nobel Laureate Prize, yes. Okay. And then the research proposal must be tailored such that it deals with solving problems at fundamental level. So the fundamental words must follow through or pop up in your proposal and whenever appropriate. So it's good to have that word in your application or in your proposal. Okay. Alright. So Dr. T, it seems that tak nampak the figures just nampak wording kan. Dr. T, you tak on your mic. So tak nampak
Yeah, tak nampak, only the title.
Only the title Okay, I think let me
Prof want to share.
let me show the PDF version rather than the PowerPoint. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm so sorry. So let me close this one first. Okay. Okay, boleh nampak ya?
Okay. I think Prof can be put it, yes, bigger, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. So boleh nampak So
Yeah, boleh nampak.
right. So I go to the like that I left.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Boleh nampak. Okay. Right. So for Mohi Research Grant Scheme, we have a few other grant scheme. For today, we have the FRGS, Fundamental Research Grant Scheme, that is penyelidikan asas. Basically, the research actually answer the question why and how. Okay. And there are other programs, Prototype Development Research Grant Scheme, PRGS, TRGS, LRGS. For today, we are only focus on FRGS. So it's actually pendidikan asas, fundamental research. Okay. Okay. For FRGS, there's number 4 here. The ceiling budget is 250,000, and we have other type of grants more than FRGS, and we should limit our budget is 250,000, and the research must not more than 3 years. So 2 and 3 years. So that is for FRGS. Okay, we have then this is already discussed. Okay, this is the general requirement. At the moment, we don't have the requirement for FRGS 2023. So we are hoping that there are no changes for 2023. So this is from guideline for FRGS 2022. So this grant actually terbuka or open to all academics, professor madya, associate professor, senior lecturer, and lecturer. So lecturer comprise the junior lecturer and other lecturers. So you are eligible to apply. So no one miss out in this application, in this FRGS application. If you are professor or associate professor, you are eligible to apply FRGS. Okay, for the principal investigator, the ketua penyelidik must be warga negara, warga negara Malaysia, bertaraf tetap and contract. So if you are contract staff or permanent staff, you are eligible to apply FRGS. But for the contract staff, you must have one of your researcher is a permanent staff in the university. Okay, the same university. Okay, and then and also in the same expertise, same areas of research. Okay, and fellow penyelidik also eligible to apply. Okay, then for University Cawangan, we're not University Cawangan, we're from UiTM, so we're not like University of Nottingham, that is University Cawangan, based in Malaysia. They are also eligible to apply. So no one miss out from this FRGS application. Okay, for the requirement for the GRA, Graduate Research Assistant, for the 3 years project, as per 2022 guidelines, you must recruit or appoint 1 PhD or 2 masters or combination of both. Yeah, that is for years project. As for the 2 years projects, you can have 1 master, and some of the researcher they also appoint PhD for 2 years project, but you have another 1 year that is not certain in terms of the funding. So it's better to get 1 master student for a 2-year project. Okay, and then the penyelia utama, the main supervisor for the PhD student or the master student must be the ketua penyelidik, the principal researcher or principal investigator, or the penyelidik bersama, the member of the research, from the same institution for that particular project. Okay, all right. For the KPI for the journal, previously if you publish in conference proceeding is still accepted, if the proceeding is indexed. But nowadays the ministry would like the researcher to publish in index journal. So for this FRGS, the requirement is to, or the KPI, the performance index is 2 publications, 2 articles published in index journal, and one of the article must be indexed in Web of Science. Okay, all right. So it is encouraged to produce at least 1 publication with the industry, pihak industry. Meaning that the industrial partner or the industry member co-authored the article together with the researcher in the university. Okay, in that particular journal. So it is encouraged. So it is good to have if your paper is published together with the industry partner or the researcher from the industry. Okay, for the IP, intellectual properties or harta intellects. So you are encouraged to produce 1 IP and also so it's not easy to get patent for FRGS, but there are other way to come up with the harta intellect or intellectual properties like copyrights. There are a few more. Okay, so the tempo pendidikan is between 2 to 3 years. Okay, the ceiling for the budget is 250K, and then must follow the research guideline as produced by the ministry. You can get the guideline for research from the RMC website. Okay. Okay. All right. First and foremost, for all researchers who are going to apply FRGS, so if you already have a FRGS research with you, before you apply, make sure that you have achieved 75% in terms of the performance of the project. And if the project of the current project, if the project has completed, must be 100% completed in terms of the performance of the project. Okay, that one you can liaise with the RMC from the monitoring unit. Okay, and I always encourage everyone because I'm also the assessor for the FRGS at ministry level. Please update your profile. Please update your profile. As there are few proposals that I found that the profile it doesn't have even the photo. Because the assessor sometimes they evaluate like 50 proposals at one time. So they don't have enough time to Google your name and to see who are you, who are really you in the research arena. Okay, so please update your profile. For the new ones, you can register your migrants, and then the RMC will approve your application to open a migrant account and start doing the profile. Profile is like your resume, and because every time when if I'm myself, I always look at the profile first before I go through the proposal, because I want to know who is the main researcher or the principal researcher applying for this grant. Okay, please update your profile. And then the process basically start with the applications from yourself. You're going to go to the university level, and normally the university level will appoint 2 panels to look through your profile, to your proposal, and also comment your proposal. And then please be reminded that the proposal, if you apply, it's not just one time, and then it will go through to the MOHI level. And normally it's go at least 2 times and sometimes 4 times, come and back to you for improvement. Okay. Okay. So if the review process goes back to you, all the comments goes back to you, please amend your proposal accordingly and return back to the university for them to proceed to the next level at MOHI level. Okay, at ministry level, at the natural and cultural heritage, we have like 10 to 20 panels looking through all the proposals, and then we have more than 50, I think nearly 100 panels looking after at ministry level, all your proposals. Okay, so make sure that everything is in order, especially your profile, and put everything, your personal info, the project that you have done before for the last 3 years especially, and then your publications. I know that some of you have your publication profile in Prime or in Google Scholar, but please also update, because what you update in your profile will reflect in your proposal. Okay, so if you have any IP, please put in your IP, maybe during your PhD time, and you get the IP with your supervisor, please put in, and then if you have supervisions of students, so please put in your profile, although maybe you are not the main supervisor, you just a co-supervisor, but the assessor maybe would like to see your experience in supervision, because for FRGS you have the KPI as the supervisor for graduate students. Okay, and then you teachings, your teaching subjects, and then your consultation. If you have any experience in consultations, please update in your profile. Okay, if you are from different IPT before or different research institute, your past experience, please also update in your profile. Okay. Alright, so for the evaluation, the kriteria penilaian, pendidikan yang dipohon mestilah merupakan pendidikan yang dapat menghasilkan satu idea. So it must produce a new idea, a new theory, new concept, a new method, or new model, or new process. So that is the criteria for the research proposal. Okay, and then the research must improve current policy. Maybe there are current policy from the government for any ministry. So you are trying to improve certain policy, certain methodology, or certain method. Yeah, the existing method. Okay. Okey, pendidikan juga merangkumi isu-isu kemanusiaan atau kemasyarakatan. When you do FRGS, the ministry would like to see the impact to the community, to the people, to the nation. So it must reflect in your proposal. Okay, in the form, I think there are four areas that you need to show to the ministry or to the assessor that your work is impactful, not only to the knowledge, to the current science, but also to the nation. Okay, and also the penelitian, the research must be potential for the agenda strategic negara, national priority areas, or the strategic plan, agenda of the country. Okay. Okay, so these are the research domain and clusters in the ministry for the FRGS, and we still focusing on the national priority areas. We have the food security. I think last year our focus is on the food security, and we have the energy security, plantation crop, cyber security. I think last year we have also focusing on the cyber security because you are facing the COVID-19 pandemic. So the cyber is becoming more important. At the same time, we should focus on the cyber security. And then water security. I think we have a lot of issues on water security, clean water, and then we have biodiversity, and we have not actually a problem. Actually, our forest also facing extinction of trees, depletion of forest covers, depleting of species. So that is focus on the biodiversity and biodiversity. We have healthcare and medicine. This is very important area. And then we have environment and climate change. Every day we are talking about climate change, environmental issues, and also we have transportation and mobility. We have improving our public transport, how people move from one area or one point to another point. Okay, so this is the research domains from the ministry back 2019-2020, but we still are maintaining all this. societal harmony and happiness, society free of drug abuse, ethnic harmony, societal harmony, and aliens in Malaysia. And so we have foreign people coming in, living in the country. So that's one of the areas that we need to look into. And then we have sustainable and smart manufacturing and services. Focus on the smart manufacturing, artificial intelligence and Internet of Everything, IoT, AI. So that's a new focus of the research cluster. And then we have national security, our borders. So there are a few more, grants that have been granted to UiTM, not under FRGS, but from the MKN, Majlis Keselamatan Negara. So we have education and knowledgeable society. So the focus area is education, quality education, realizing the education 4.0, values enhancement in shaping the future generation, quality education provision for vulnerable communities. And then for health, we have good health and well-being, good health and well-being of B40, good health and well-being of aging populations. And another focus area is climate change and environment. We look into the integrated water management towards secure and sustainable water resiliency. And for basic infrastructure, we look into affordable and clean energy, developing affordable and clean energy system. So these are the research cluster that being focus of the ministry that you can look into and try to inline your proposal into this research cluster. I'm not very sure for this year. We have not been called by the ministry to discuss, but however, I think there will not much change in terms of the research cluster and focus area. So you can see yourself and how you can fit in the research areas or focus area. Okay, and also you need to link your proposal to this pemacu economy. Rangka kerja MySTIE, Malaysia Science, Technology, Innovation and Economy. So we have 1010 Science, Technology, Innovation and Economy Malaysia. So we have the energy, tenaga, and then we have perkhidmatan, perniagaan dan kewangan, business and financial services, kebudayaan, kesenian dan pelancongan, culture, arts and tourism, perubatan and penjagaan kesihatan, medical and healthcare. And then we have technology and sistem pintar, pencitraan dan pembuatan generasi baru, smart technology and system, next generation engineering and manufacturing, bandar pintar and pengangkutan, smart cities and transportation. So this can be from people from planning and also from technology, smart cities, help you becoming a smart cities. Okay, and then air dan makanan, food, water and food. And then we have pertanian and perhutanan, agriculture and forestry. So we can see that agriculture and forestry is becoming a focus area because for food security, for sustainability, and for carbon sequestration, climate change. So forestry is becoming very important focus area. And pendidikan, education. Education is always in needs. So there are a lot of improvement need to do in the education areas. So if you are from education, you can apply under this pemacu economy under education. And lastly, the alam sekitar and biodiversity, environment and biodiversity. So these are the MySTIE, rangka kerja 1010, Science, Technology, Inovasi and Ekonomi Malaysia. So you can look into your proposal and try to inline your proposal to this 10 rangka kerja or framework. Okay. All right. And then your research proposal link to the sustainable development goals. There are some sustainable And for the ministry, we have another one, societal harmony and happiness. So we have 18 SDG for FRGS, not only 17. Okay. And then as we discussed before, our proposal, if you can see my slide here, very small, I put there down. Our proposal, our FRGS proposal must fulfill one of these. Domain pendidikan tadi, whether you are from natural and cultural heritage, from technology, from social science, for healthcare or medical and health. And then you should also choose cluster pendidikan, research cluster. So make sure that you take one of the research cluster because this will direct your proposal to the cluster or domain. Because at the ministry, at the KPT, we have different domain and different cluster, and you have different people looking at your proposal. And then your proposal must also link to the 1010, the MySTIE, the rangka kerja, and also warisan kemakmuran 2020, yang tadi, yang ni dia, SPV 2030, Shared Prosperity Vision 2030. Yang kena tengok lah which one yang relevant ataupun close to your topic, to your research topic. Okay. And then lastly the SDG. Kalau kita tengok SDG ni dia very broad. So definitely if your work is on the community, dia akan pergi kepada no poverty, good health and well-being. If you're from education, your work should go to SDG 4, quality education. So for smart city, you tengok sustainable cities and communities, SDG 11. If you're working on the happiness, society happiness or harmony, you have this SDG 18. Kalau tengok di ministry, dia tak tengok pada 17 saja, tapi dia also focus on our society and harmony, societal harmony and happiness. Okay, so you have more than 17. Okay, additional requirement for FRGS, yang ni 2021, tapi sekarang kita dah 2023. It is encouraged, digalakkan to go look for pattern, pattern search. You have to do the pattern search, and then you must attach to your proposal. And then there should be rumusan. Dalam tu dah ada rumusan daripada hasil carian. From your pattern search, you should summarize what is actually happening in your research area in term of pattern. Okay, so syarat dia digalakkan, encourage. Maksudnya encourage, kalau ada, it can be a bonus mark for you. Okay, kalau diwajibkan, compulsory mesti ada. Kalau tak ada, kena tolak markah. Okay. Alright, so there are question, compulsory question, 1 and 2. In your pattern search report, you are kena jawab lah. Sama ada yes or no. Okay. And then for social science, you must answer question 3 to question 4. And then actually for 5 and 8, actually is for the STEM question. So please do pattern search and answer the fill in the report based on your research. Okay. Alright, so these are the form that you need to fill in your FRGS application form. Pattern search, describe how your research output shall produce an innovative idea and technology that has the potential to be solution for stakeholders. Stakeholders kita adalah community, industry, government, etc. And offers a unique proposition. So you must summarize and not more than 500 words. And then take here, in the proposal, you must also should have industrial linkages. as a research collaborator. Please identify any industry or end user group involved in the project and describe the role and contribution to the project. Yeah. And the agency, organization yang working in your research, and maybe you ada, kalau saya selalu collaborate dengan Jabatan Hutan ataupun Department of Environment ataupun Perhilitan. So you should collaborate with them if your work is related to this agency. Yeah. Okay, so you also need to do the risk assessment. Please consider factors that may cause delay or preventing from implementing your research. So, and then you must estimate the degree of risk in terms of technical, timing, and also budget. Because timing kita ada 2 years or 3 years. Kita tengok. If something happen, adakah the work can be finished within time? Okay, and also in terms of technical, if you have difficulty, you didn't have the software, for example, or certain application or certain system, what happened to your work? Okay, and also budget. So budget must be realistic and honest budget. So for FRGS, you have 250k, 250,000. Don't put 249,900. 249,999 ringgit and 99 cent. Nampak sangat ya. So you kena put that budget, honest budget and realistic budget, based on your requirement. How much you require to fulfill or to complete your work or your FRGS. Okay, nanti kita tengoklah. At the end of this, saya akan tunjuk how the budget look like and how you allocate the amount to each of the budget. Okay, for FRGS, saya masih menggunakan 2022, but kita not sure for 2023. For research collaboration with industries and agencies, you must have the evidence letter. Mungkin dulu tak perlu ada evidence letter, by email also accepted. But for now, mesti ada surat rasmi dengan kepala surat daripada industri ataupun daripada agensi tersebut. Menyatakan they are willingly to become the research collaborator and collaborate with this topic. Maksudnya dah ada topik lah for FRGS. And they are, kalau dia boleh spell out what are the contribution in terms of the research is very good. Because sometimes kalau kita sebagai researcher in UiTM, we don't have certain equipment, for example, or certain software, for example. We need them to work with us and to allow us to use their facilities, for example. So if they can mention in the letter that the assessor can know that, oh yes, okay, industry A or agency A collaborating with this researcher and they are willing to collaborate in what sense, in what area. So kena clear in the letter. Okay, and then it is encouraged to have the collaborations. Kalau dalam borang penilaian tu dia ada kolom ataupun tempat yang menyatakan you have this industry collaborator. Okay, so please do. Okay, for the risk assessment, you need to identify any potential risk before, during, and after the research is completed. As you may or you should aware that for FRGS, the monitoring does not end when you end your project. The ministry still look at the project after the project has completed, especially the GRA, Graduate Research Assistant. Maybe during the project period or the research period, the student does not complete or graduate. So the aim of the research is the student must be graduated during or after the project has completed. Okay. All right. So you need to determine the level of risk, low, medium, high. So in terms of technical, time, financial, and budget. So make sure that you say it honestly in your proposal. Okay. For the quality of the proposal, that is, in my opinion, as a assessor reviewer for FRGS for like 8 years now. For UiTM, I think it's more than 8 years or more than 10 years. 10 years already. Okay. So the title must be informative. The title should reflect the content of the proposal. And then you should have a convincing executive summary, a clear problem statement, scientific background must be clear, and rationale of the research must be clear in your proposal. And then good selection of research methods. I know that there are many methods being adopted and being applied for FRGS or for any research before. But in your work, you must select the right research methods. Kalau kita buat research based on method being applied like 10 years ago, so it's like repeating the previous research, then the chances to be accepted and the grant to be accepted, your proposal to be accepted is very low. So you must do your literature study thoroughly, especially looking at the current methods. Okay. Ethical consideration must be taken into account in your proposal, especially if you need to have the ethical clearance from the research ethics committee. We have research ethics committee in UiTM looking after human and animal research, especially research which involve human. If you are the you need access to the young children, for example. So young children, school children, they are vulnerable subjects. So you need to go to the research ethics committee first and get their clearance, because all this need the informed consent from the teachers, from the school, and even from the parents. If you are working with animals, we have animal ethics committee. Please contact or liaise with Renew or RMC to get all this information. Because if you don't have the ethical clearance, the ministry will ask in the first monitoring report, the first 6 months, you must have the ethical clearance. If you don't have the ethical clearance, okay. And then the budget must be realistic. Kalau saya kata tadi, if the budget is 250k, don't blow up your proposal budget to 250k. Sometimes we don't really need 250k. That's why I said to you, the budget must be honest. And then research schedule, you have the milestones, and then if your work is 2 years project, your schedule must be realistic to achieve all the goals. Okay, if your work is 3 years, although it looks like you have ample time, but maybe the depth of the research is higher, and the requirement is to graduate a PhD student. So there are the different weight between the 2 years project and the 3 years project. So please bear in mind, these are some of the qualities that the assessor or the FRGS looks into. Informative title, convincing executive summary, clear problem statement, scientific background and rationale must be clear, good selection of research methods, ethical conversation must be there in the research proposal, the budget must be realistic, and the schedule must be realistic. If you're 2 years, and sometimes you have more or many objectives to achieve in 2 years. It's not realistic in terms of the timing. So need to be realistic. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yang ni lebih detail lah sikit. Characteristic of the group proposal. It's doable. Saya rasa you all, when you come up with the your proposal, PhD proposal especially, you are very detailed, very well organized. That quality should be reflected in your FRGS. Because for me, FRGS you cannot fill in the form within one night. You need time, thorough checks, and then you need to consult with experienced researcher in your team member. Okay, so the document must be neat, well organized, and easy to read. Then responsive to the program need, especially for FRGS, and then with specific references showing that the proposed project will achieve program goals and objectives. Okay, so proposal pun sama juga. You need to have a sound references. Tak boleh lah. The references is like 10 years back, and then all the references are come from the proceedings. So there must be balance in terms of the references. Support your project. Okay, and then the proposal must have a fresh insight into an important problem. Tadi saya sebut, I just mentioned at the early of my presentation, my talk, there are focus area that the government are looking into, and the ministry also specify these are the focus area, and the chances of getting the grant is based on the focus area for that particular time or program. You can have the fresh insight, so you can have the good knowledge what is the current issue. That actually the FRGS is to help the community, especially to help the government, to help the industry, to tackle all this problem that we are facing at the moment. Okay, and then your writing must communicate with the enthusiasm and commitment. Kalau kita buat sambil lewa, maknanya you tak serius pun dalam permohonan tersebut. So you should show your enthusiasm and your commitment in the proposal. So kita tahulah that we as the assessor, kita tahu. Oh, kalau kita tengok, oh very nice proposal, easy to read, semua everything is there, very detailed. Kita nampak commitment of the researcher. Alright. Okay. So evidence that PI knows the field. Yang ni. Kalau you new researcher, you baru saja join, maybe you tak ada lagi track record. That's where the members play an important role. Kalau you are a seasoned researcher, senior researcher, you kena show that you are expert in the field. Not expert in the field, but you know the field. Macam mana? How? Okay. So based on your profile tadi, and also based on your literature review, because maybe in the literature review you also cite your papers and your previous paper to show that you have some experience doing this work before. Saya sebagai penilai, saya juga melihat kepada kualiti PI tersebut dan juga kualiti members dalam PI dalam research tersebut in that particular field, dalam bidang tersebut. Kita nak bagi budget, kita nak bagi duit. Duit ni adalah duit kerajaan, dan they want to see the successful of the project. So evidence of the PI is very important. Other than the topic lah. Topik tu pun very important, but the person itself also important. Sebab dia yang akan bawa, dia akan menjayakan. He's the one who gonna fulfill all the requirement and also make sure that the project is successful. Okay, if you have the preliminary data, you should mention in your proposal. And some of the proposal, they're gonna get a fresh data. Okay? Some of the proposal they are using the preliminary data that they get from their previous project or from their industrial partner or from the agency. Okay? So if you have the convincing data, that will make the proposal a good proposal. Sebab kita sure that dah ada data. Kalau ada data, insyaAllah dia akan berjaya. That's the way we look into a successful project. And then the project or the proposal should have a feasible work plan and that is supported by appropriate budget. Okay, ketika you nak publish in Q1 journal, okay, in your budget you state that you need certain amount of money to pay the journal. But normally we also encourage researchers to publish in high impact journal which does not involve any money or any monetary lah. Sebab be careful sebab there are few journals need to pay certain amount of money and then to ensure that the paper will be accepted. So that's very you need to be cautious lah. You need to be very careful. Bukan kita mengejar. We're not chasing the numbers. We go for the quality. If the quality ones are genuine. But when you do the literature review, you're gonna search journal from Web of Science, especially high impact journal. They are genuine journals. Dan selalunya genuine journals ni dia tak ada repeated title of journal from other publisher. For example, myself, remote sensing of environment. That is the highest highest impact factor of a high impact journal in my area. So that is one of the indicator. And then the publisher also a good publisher like Wiley, Taylor and Francis, NDPI. So please be careful. Look into this. Very serious. Okay. Guys, next I will touch. Kita ada another 1 hour. Maybe I will stop early to give way to Q&A. So kita tengok application form dengan evaluation form. Against evaluation form, how you fulfill the assessment criteria. And then kita tengok from the panel perspective and from the applicant perspective. Tadi kita banyak tengok pada applicants perspective. The quality of the proposal itself. And then now we look into the panel perspective. And we look into the assessment criteria. Okay. And then all this work actually is confidential. We don't spread over the country what you are doing, and all these are blind review. So kita tengok your proposal. We don't go for personal, but we look at the proposal itself, the good and the for the betterment of the country. Okay. Kita tengok research proposal and the research assessment. Kita tengok module of the research proposal. So these are the things that you need to fill in. The title, the detail of your researcher, dalam your profile, and then they akan reflect in your proposal. That's why I said the research, the principal investigator and the members, when you come up with the proposal, make sure that your members also fill in the research profile with their latest information. Sebab kita nak tengok the current achievement and the current status of the members and also the PI of the proposal. Okay. Yang ni standard. Kita ada title, kita ada detail of researcher, kita ada all the research information dalam proposal. Kalau you tengok, kita ada research executive summary, kita ada research background, dan dalam research background kita ada problem statement, kita ada hypothesis, literature review, research objective, methodology, research design. Kita ada timeline, kita ada schedule, kita ada milestone, and then we have the expected results, and then kita tengok your facilities and special resources that will help your proposal or your FRGS running, your budget, maybe kalau you ada collaborator, member from industry, dia tak ada migrants punya account, but some of them have, but please get their resume and their CV, brief CV, and if you have anything, just put in the appendices to support your application. Okay, and then for assessor, dia akan tengok yang 8 ni dulu. Sebab dia akan go through yang 8 ni. If they are good, then we proceed. Sometimes kalau tengok it's not really well organized, kalau saya put aside first, and then I come back to this proposal. Okay, because we want to see the best among the best. Okay, so what we look into is we look at the title, and then executive summary, problem statement, kita ada research objective, methodology, research design, expected results, budget, and appendices. That's what external assessor look for. And then after that, baru kita tengok the researcher review, timeline, facilities, tengok in detail. Okay. Alright. As for the FRGS, for the assessment, the research must be fundamental. As a assessor, kita akan tengok fundamental part of the research. Adakah dia improvement of the ideas, theories, model, processes. So kita tengok tu. Okay, application must have, or applicants must have good research track records, publication and previous finding. Kalau ada previous work that you have done, maybe some portion of the objective is being catered before and you extend the objective in your FRGS. Actually, people have done a PhD. Dia rasa ada banyak lagi benda yang not being explored, and also they put into the FRGS as a proposal. Saya sebagai penyelidik FRGS, most of my research, successful research proposal is FRGS, and then the first FRGS that I did is based from my PhD. So I look into my PhD, and then I feel that there are things that I need to improve. So that's what give me some idea to come up with the research proposal. Sama juga sekarang, mungkin sekarang ni kita tak tahu topik apa yang kita nak apply. But if you look into your PhD or your master work, you boleh tengok. Okay, I think this is best topic because you have knowledge before. You have the previous finding that to support you. Okay, yang academic staff encouraged to apply? Yes. Special condition normally will be given to the young ones, and there are times before kita FRGS ni ramai yang dapat, and most of the successful applicants are the young academic staff. Waktu tu kita nak encourage young academic staff to embark in FRGS. So, but also based on the viability of the project lah. Doesn't mean that you are young, but at the same time we look into the research leader and the team capability. Okay. For the research team, kalau you are young lecturer, young researcher DM45, katakan you just join after your masters, and then in your team there are other senior researcher to help you, to guide you, to help you, to assist you. Maybe the senior researcher can be associate professor or professor in your team. Because some of the professors, they are very good researcher, so they will anytime if you ask for help, they will give you advice how to how to carry out the project. Kalau kita tahu what we should start first, kan? For example, kalau for FRGS, the first 6 months is to get the graduate research assistant. You need to appoint the graduate research assistant at the first quarter lah. First quarter of your quantum, research quantum, you have 2 years. The first 6 months tu kena ada student. Selalunya it's very difficult to get a student. Tapi sekarang kalau kita tengok the FRGS dia ada allowance for student, graduate research assistant allowance. For master they have RM2,000 and then for PhD 2,500. Yeah. Sometimes that will attract students, but you need to see the capability of the student also to run the project. Okay. And then for the criteria, we also see the look into the viability of the research plan. Yeah. And then the budget proposed must be reasonable. And then what are the existing utilization of the existing available infrastructure. And you dah ada lab, for example. So nampak you dah ada tempat to carry out. That's why when you write the proposal, don't leave the location of research to blank. Location of the research doesn't mean that where you collect your sample data, but also where you want to carry out your research back in your university or in your lab. So you need to mention, kalau ada nama lab, katakan lab for geospatial research, macam saya, lab for geospatial technology, for example. Nampak, kita dah ada dah lab. Yang lab ni dia ada software, dia ada computer that will be used for carry out the project. Yeah. Okay, for the vote 11,000. For the vote 11,000. Remember lah, apa vote 11,000, 21,000, 24,000, 27, 28, 29, 35 and lain-lain. So 35 lah, jelas. So bila you dah lama buat research ni, you dah tahu dah 11,000 is for the GRA allowance. Okay, so for the GRA must be warga negara Malaysia. Tapi sekarang ni dibenarkan untuk kita employ foreigners as the GRA, but not more than 20%, tak silap saya, of the numbers of the granted to the university employ GRA from overseas. Katakan kita ada international student, tapi tak ada GRA dan dia pun tak ada source of income. Tapi normally international student dia ada scholarship lah from their country, from the agency, whatever lah. So that will solve lah is the issue. But if you need to employ GRA from the foreign student, no problem, boleh. Tapi that will be monitored by RMC, the number of GRA from a foreign country. Okay, the allowance GRA dia tidak melebihi 2,500 lah untuk PhD dan RM2,000 untuk Master of Science. Master of Science ni mesti master by research. Dia tak boleh master by coursework. Master coursework is not considered as GRA for FRGS. And then the student must be full-time doing research under FRGS. Okay. Kalau student tu dia tak full-time, I think it's very hard for you to complete the project because you also busy as a academic doing so many things other than research. So it's the student guide the student. The success of the student is depending on your good supervision. Okay, perjalanan 21,000. Yang ni. Yang ni is domestic or international. International travel boleh. Tak ada masalah. As long as it related to the project. Okay, luar negara mestilah tidak melebihi daripada 20% of the total. Sekarang ni migrants form dia very clever. Kalau dia more than 20% dia akan rate. Dia akan highlight rate not acceptable lah. So you kena tahu how much you do. Okay. And then for the international travel is all untuk membentangkan hasil kajian for your presentation ada persidangan, conferences, seminar, bengkel and colloquium. I'm not sure bengkel di luar negara dibenarkan atau tidak, tapi rasanya tidak dibenarkan. Then normally better put this at the second year of your project, because that's where you already have the finding, and then you already achieve maybe one of your KPI, and maybe one journal has been published. Normally pemantauan mungkin akan lihat once you have fulfill your KPI, 2 journals, then you can present your paper at the international level. Okay, and then for the pembentangan tu, not more than 20%, but the keseluruhan perbelanjaan untuk travelling must not more than 40%. Because from the 21,000, you also include your travelling untuk meetings, data collection locally, that involve you and other members of the team to travel. Maybe when you do survey, you need to go like 2 or 3 people at one time. So you need to specify this in detail. If you know the destination and the study area is very good, because that means that you are really thorough and prepared in doing your proposal, especially budget. Budget you tak boleh kata kat situ persidangan. Perjalanan ke persidangan 15,000 ke mana? Because you as a researcher, you know that where you are going, because you know where is the right conference or the right platform for presenting your research outcome or research output. Kan? Kalau saya pun, saya tahu kat mana saya nak pergi, apa nama conference yang saya nak pergi, when it will happen. Kalau it will happen next year, where? Katakan in Japan, International Conference of Remote Sensing, for example. So dah tahu dah berapa fees dia, kan? You start sending the abstract first, and start sending the extended abstract, so you know where to go. Okay. Alright. Vote 24,000. Sewaan, that is for renting, rental. If you need to rent bangunan, peralatan, pengangkutan dan barang-barang lain or 2 weeks, kan? You need to rent a homestay, for example. Kan, contoh. You need to rent a bangunan untuk you take the put that your things. So you need to specify, because we as the assessor, if the propose genuine, kita akan bagi. Normally kita tak tolak. Jarang-jarang kita tolak. And some of applicant akan rasa, kita apply lah 250,000, kita akan dapat 135. It doesn't work like that. Okay, sometimes kita tengok tak cukup, and then the assessor to the propose, sebab dia nakkan, dia mahu, they want that project to be successful. Kalau budget kurang, macam mana nak berjaya? Kan, we still have the range from 0 to 250k. Okay, so don't be so scared to put the budget in if you really need it, because you know what you need and what you want to do. Itu saya punya, ataupun ramai pada penilai, dia akan lihat in that perspective. Okay, 24,000. Bekalan dan bahan penyelidikan, yang ni yang melibatkan chemical. So whatever things that you need to buy, you need to put it here. Bekalan. Bahan penyelidikan bukan chemical or other things lah. Even you know lah, sebagai pendidik kita kena tahu, based on your review, your methodology, you know what things you need for that project. Okay, 28,000 baik pulih kecil suku Baswai, bangunan makmal, peralatan yang berkaitan dengan pendidikan saja dibenarkan. Okay, if you need to put, because you need to modify things in your lab, katakan unit almari, for example, nak letakkan you punya alat, so you can propose that lah in your proposal. Okay, 29,000. Yang ni perkhidmatan, if you need to print hospitality, you need to pay honorarium for your subjects, any consultations, you need to see people, you need to rent computers, for example, because you're not allowed to buy computers. But if you really need to rank computers for certain period, you can put this in your proposal. If you need to send to any lab to process your data, because maybe we are from UiTM, because we need this to be processed by lab in UKM, because you need to pay certain fees, certain payment, get the quotations and put into your proposal. Okay, belanja khas atau permintaan khas, belanja berhabis pakai, khusus program, program jangka pendek, short courses, sekali saja dibenarkan. And then if you need to pay the fees for the conference, because you put that travelling to overseas, so you need to put here lah, your fees for the conference, for example, is under 29,000. Okay, 35,000 accessory peralatan. That is things that you need to buy for your work. Firstly, kalau you buat weather study, you need to buy automated weather station, some of the sensors you need to buy. So that is really crucial, because you don't have that in your department, in your faculty, in your college, or in the university. So if you need to buy that, you can put this under 35,000, but remember to get the quotation. Okay, and then the instrument must be related sajalah. You cannot just simply buy anything which is not really related. Okay, permohonan perlu disertakan dengan justifikasi dan juga sebuah harga. You need to justify why you need that particular accessories or instrument. Okay. Okay. Lain-lain tidak dibenarkan membeli peralatan komunikasi like handphone, iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro. Sebab you kata okay, iPhone 14 Pro ada satellite application, satellite capability. Oh, I need to buy iPhone 14. Tapi kalau if you really need it, you need to justify. Yeah. Alright, peralatan para jabat, perkekasan seperti workstation, laptop, iPad, handphone, printer, toner, stationery serta apa-apa pembelian yang tidak berkaitan langsung. Ini yang tidak berkaitan. Ini is related to the research. You are eligible to boleh, tapi mestilah berkaitan dengan research saja. Okey. Penggunaan pertukaran bagi cas pengurusan pentadbiran tidak berkaitan. Yang inilah charge 5% ke apa ke, tidak benarkan lah oleh RMC. Yang ni dah clear kat. Okay, we go to next one, 1120 dah. Okay, evaluation form. Yang ni yang lama tapi dia tidak berubah lah, lebih kurang. The criteria still the same. Specific in nature, title tadi. Specific in nature reflecting fundamental issues. Brief and reflect the content of proposal. It's good to know this evaluation form. Sebab you kena tahu macam mana, how they grade you, how they grade your proposal. Sebab kat sini dia ada very poor, acceptable, good, very good. Dia tak ada good, goodest, tak ada. Dia ada good dengan very good. Right. So, if your marks range between 8 to 10, ada harapan. Kalau your marks between 5 and 6, tak ada harapan. Okay. So, kenalah ensure that the title must be specific, catchy, and also fundamental. Reflecting the fundamental issue that you want to propose. Okay. And then executive summary, dia akan tengok your problem statement, objective, methodology, expected outcome, or implication of your work, and the significance of the output. So you kena tahu lah dalam executive summary ni kena ada all these 5 elements. Not 5, 5 elements lah. Dalam proposal pun ada kan, dia tulis kan, what should be in the executive summary. Kan, kalau you tak buat, you miss out. There's no objective in the executive summary. Kalau orang nulis 9 kata tak dapat lah dia nak menolongnya kan. So macam tu lah dia. Okay. Alright. So research background, 15%. Elaboration of the title, clarity of problem statement and research question, hypothesis, theoretical framework, if applicable. Cited most recent last 5 years related work. Ni dia. You punya references pun janganlah terlalu lama. Okay, 5 years back. Okay, kalau boleh 3 years back. Kalau tak sekarang ni tahun 2022, you should have few from 2022 because 2022 almost finished. So there are few articles being published in this year. Definitely some will be related to your work. Okay. Don't forget to cite or to get that citation. And then in line with government policy, national agendas and global aspirations can help alleviate problem at local, national and world level or world level. Sampai to that extent. Sebab pada saya fundamental ni, dia fundamental knowledge. Fundamental knowledge ni dia applicable to the world. Dia bukan cerita dia kat Shah Alam je. Applicable untuk Shah Alam je. Keluar dari Shah Alam, not applicable. And that is not fundamental. Maksudnya you buat something yang can be used in other part of the world. Not only in our country, but maybe in kita punya neighboring countries lah. Like Singapore, Thailand kan. Kalau you work on the climatic punya similarity. You kena tengok ya. Okay, objective 15%, specific, measurable, smart Objective must be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and within time frame. Smart. Objective must be smart. Maksudnya kalau objektif you punya projek 2 tahun, must be achievable within 2 years. Jangan terlalu ambitious. You nak selesaikan masalah dunia. That is not FRGS. Okay, relate to the problem statement and research problem. Tu semua ada markah ni ya. Setiap ni semua ada markah. Okay, methodology must be clear, detailed description. Okay, methodology ni kena ada apa? Fieldwork, sampling technique, kalau ada interview section, analysis, lab work at different phases, eksperimen, protokol, statistical analysis. Semua kena ada dalam methodology. Okay, other than that, your method should be able to achieve your research objective. Okay, how it reflects? It reflects from your research design, your flowchart, your Gantt chart and activities and milestone. Itu yang kita tengok. Dan juga detail description sebab you kena ada detail description. Phase 1 apa, phase 2 apa, phase 3 apa, phase 4 apa. So kena everything should be reflected in your methodology. Okay, expected result. For example, you kena cakap lah, your work with a new theory ke, defining the knowledge. Finding the knowledge. Ini kena cakap. Jangan segan-segan, jangan malu-malu. Dia kalau malu-malu, guarantee tak dapat. You kena cerita. You should show that the work is promising and important. Important to the knowledge. Okay. Publication index journal. Top tier intellectual property. You janganlah ambitious sangat kan. Nak patent kan. Susah nak dapat patent kan untuk tu. Letaklah copyright ke. Industrial design ke. Masukkan dalam proposal. Okay. So publication index journal. Dia kata tadi. Must be 2 index journal. Index journal clear Journal. Journal. Saya sebut lagi sekali. Journal. Sebab ada publication yang quite confusing. Dalam tajuk dia pun ada publication journal. Proceeding journal. Journal dia proceeding journal. Jangan bahaya. So jangan terperangkap. But that will reflects in your profile forever. When you publish, dia akan berada di situ selama-lamanya. People will see you. Dia ni dulu publish dekat Periodic Journal je. Padahal dia ada banyak paper. Setahun ada 20 paper. Grant tak ada. Bahaya juga kan. So kena ada So state in your proposal, jurnal mana nak publish. Ada impact factor ke apa ke. Kalau ada tajuk jurnal tu, masukkan. Put into the proposal, the title of the proposed journal, title, where you want to publish, and what are the publisher, and also if they have any impact factor, please fill in the form. Okay, talent, master or PhD, kena ada lah. Vote 11,000. You kena ada master or PhD student. Okay, kalau ada ongoing student, yang akan embark your research, maybe dah ada lah student yang dah dah register. You want him or her to continue the rework under that particular project title, put in the names, kalau ada student number, kena ada ID dalam proposal. Nampak clear. Maksudnya you dah ada ready student to do the research lah. Okay. Impact on society, economy and nation, kena ada. Must be in the proposal. Track record and composition of team. Tadi kan 5% tak banyak. Tapi kalau 5% ni tak ada, you ada 75 not recommended. So kalau you tak cukup 5% ni, you tak boleh. Katakan you punya research member semua di M52. Ni semua kawan baik saya ni, sama-sama pergi minum pagi-pagi dekat kafe. Semua buat sama team, sama area. Tak boleh ya. Semua kalau boleh adalah ada 54 associate professor, ada WK7, WK5 ke WK6. And also ada junior lecturer in the team. So ada dalam tu elemen mentoring, elemen training the young lecturer, young researcher. Okay, evidence of previous successful project ni kena ada. And then qualification and rank of researcher. Yes, kita tengok kalau saya sebagai penilai, saya tengok rank of the researcher dalam tu. And then well balanced team. Well balanced team ni maksudnya ada daripada industri, ada daripada agensi kalau boleh, ada daripada fakulti lain ke yang melibatkan bidang yang berbeza tapi supporting the topic, and also range of the experience lah, 45, 52, 54, WK7. Okay, 5% tak banyak ya. Tapi kalau this 5% you lost, maybe your proposal is not recommended. Okay, quality of proposal kita dah discuss tadi. 10% ya. It must be meticulous. Meticulous maknanya easy to read. Everything is order, well aligned. Tak ada spelling mistake ya. Tak ada grammar. Sentence clear. Alright. Dia tak perlu panjang-panjang ya dalam proposal FRGS ni. Cara penulisan dari segi sentence. Ya, tapi must be direct. Direct to the point. What you want to tell the examiner. Okay. Alright. Good formatting and presentation. Nampak clear semua flow daripada tajuk sampai lah kepada budget. Okay. Element of FRGS kena ada. Must be novel, cutting edge and high impact. And then sampai sini dia akan score lah 100. The total score is 100. Okay. The total score is 100. Okay, ni still applicable. Kalau you dapat markah 79 ke bawah, not recommended. Kalau kita exam, markah 50 masih lulus ya. Kalau student masih lulus. Kalau researcher, markah 80 ke bawah, 79 ke bawah, tak lulus. Fail. As a researcher, you buat proposal, you dapat markah 79, you are not recommended. Jangan tanya, kenapa saya punya proposal tidak di-recommend? Sebab you not really thorough or not detailed or not really committed ataupun serious, maka you adalah 79 ke bawah. Okey, markah yang diperolehi antara 80 to 84 kita recommend saja. 85 ke atas kita highly recommended. Okey, so inilah sistem pemarkahan dia 1 hingga 10. Sekiranya markah diberikan bagi salah satu kriteria penilaian bawah daripada 5, pengakuan projek secara automatik akan menjadi not recommended. So, kalau you punya markah 5 ke bawah, acceptable 5 dan poor ke bawah, so automatic your proposal not recommended. So yang kat sini lah. Kalau salah satu markahnya adalah 5, automatic your proposal is not recommended. Okay, so saya rasa better saya tunjukkan, I show you all this because you should know. Sometimes we feel that our work is good but not recommended. We blame the university, we blame the reviewer. Because the reviewer dia tak ada personal agenda. They work professionally and they look after your proposal based on the importance of the research. Okay. Inilah tadi tajuk kalau tik 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 maknanya okey lah. Specific in nature, affecting issues to be resolved, ada novelty, brief and reflects the content of the proposal. Kadang-kadang kita tak really serious buat putting the right title. Kadang title tu kita rasa title tu must be catchy and then must reflects the content of the proposal. Okay, ini dia. You should choose the right cluster. Kadang-kadang some of the researcher dia macam ni. Dia kata, okey lah, tak apalah. Selalunya saya minta dalam natural and cultural heritage led by Prozo. Selalu tak dapat. Kita try lah. Teknologi. Cluster teknologi. Led by others. Sebab ada sikit lah teknologi tapi kita nak try cluster lain. Mungkin dia orang tak aku faham bidang kita, mungkin chances untuk kita dapat dia tinggi. Tidak selalunya kalau dia pergi kat cluster lain, bila topik tu related to the cluster, dia akan balik pada cluster saya. Saya akan tengok balik cluster yang sound research dia try lah kan, dia kata dia nak cuba nasib dia. Dia cuba, dia kata 2-3 tahun, dia kata dia try dekat natural and cultural heritage tak berjaya. Mungkin Prozo tak suka saya. Saya tak baca proposal UiTM je untuk pengetahuan semua. Saya sebagai penilai, saya cuma baca penilai, saya cuma baca proposal other than UiTM. That is our NDA lah. So kita tak ada access to UiTM proposal. So jangan salahkan saya. Saya tidak ada kena-mengena anda punya proposal di peringkat kementerian. Okay. Alright. So research domain nanti kena choose the right research domain. Research cluster tu ada banyak tadi kan. Bila you domain pilih natural and cultural heritage, kalau saya boleh balik kepada tu research cluster, you boleh tengok kat sini. Saya balik pada sini. Ni dia. You duduk kat mana ya? If you work on the biodiversity, you put the biodiversity. If you work on the forestry, you put forestry. If you're from big environment, kita dah ada college big environment sekarang ni, saya di sana. So kalau saya proposal pada college big environment, dia boleh letak big environment under the natural and cultural heritage, dalam bahasa Melayunya warisan alam budaya, WAB. Okay, so choose the right one sebab dia nak kena inline. Nanti kalau you choose the wrong one, dia akan pergi penilai yang bukan expert in the area. Maksud saya so kalau bukan expert in the area, dia akan kurang memahami konten lah. Okay, go back to this one. Tadi kita dah brief this one. Ni kita dah tengok. Costing tadi saya dah sebut. Honest budgeting. Overseas travel year 2 onwards. Ni kena ada justify lah if you want to buy instrument. And always refer to the guideline. Boleh kena detail. Kalau travel, overseas travel 40%, so they automatically calculate lah. Don't worry. And then you put, you just tick ni lah. Click the plus sign ni, dia akan go down to the tu lah. Please detail. Kalau detail lagi memudahkan. It will make us easy lah as a reviewer, and saya rasa you all know what you want to spend on. Okay. Alright. So kita assessor kita tengok for the 4C lah. Selalunya kalau external assessment ni sponsor level. For FRGS, the sponsor is the Ministry of Higher Education. Then normally the assessor dia akan focus on the 4C, clarity, and then cross reference lah the current literature laying out their premises, and then good GW ni good workmanship. How good workmanship organize their ideas around aims and link in the content, coherence of the concepts, and cutting edge. Antara lah kriteria yang we focus on. Okay. And for the assessment level, I say you all aware, and maybe some of you are very new to this FRGS. So kita ada Normally internal assessment kita boleh mula daripada department level lah. Kita tak ramai. Mungkin tahun ni kita ada beberapa proposal, mungkin in your department level ada beberapa researcher yang familiar with FRGS dan juga some of them adalah penilai di peringkat kementerian, for example, or penilai di peringkat universiti. So please consult them first, and then they goes to the faculty level, and then go to institute level kalau you are from the COE. And then nowadays we have college, so go to the college level, and then after that goes to the university level. Okay, so for university level kita ada set of assessors nominated by the university. Normally they are for DM44, FRGS associate professor. And then what actually the internal assessor do is to improve the quality of the grant submission or of the proposal. And normally we recommend what to be improved. Please do the entertain all the comments, all the suggestions, because as a KPT level assessor, we look back into the assessment process that been done in the university. Selalu kita ada penaziran at KPT level, kita ada penaziran. I'm one of the panel penaziran untuk melihat process that being conducted in the university following the requirement of the ministry. There's one event before kita tak ada langsung successful FRGS in that year. We don't want that to be happen again. And then please do your work, and then please if there are few of us here being assigned as the assessor, please assign, please accept. Some of us kita tak nak render our services as the assessor to the university, but actually that is part of your responsibility as the academic. Saya beritahu lah, sebab saya tahu some of us tak nak langsung terlibat dalam penilaian, tak nak membantu universiti kan. That is not us lah, supposed to be lah kan. So sebagai academics, you are responsible, for me is compulsory lah to apply for research grant kan, as a academic. Boleh mula, kalau belum mula boleh mula sekarang, belum terlambat ya, Dr. T kan, belum terlambat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, improve. Kita improve kat sini, kita improve, jangan ambil hati. Katakan kawan-kawan kita yang review our proposal tu, dia tak ada personal pun. Don't feel that it's a personal attack. Tak ada personal attack dalam research. Oh, please, kalau personal attack dia tu reject je. Kita tidak. Kita want to improve, but for external assessor, sponsor level dia akan reject lah. Sebelum kena reject, yang mana proposal yang tidak baik, better kita improve, ya. So because there are many, ini zaman print out dulu. Kalau you tengok ni, ya Allah, banyaknya. And one time proposal, you bayangkan, with not many hands, not many brains to look into all the proposal. Please do it in the very good shape lah pada saya. Okay, so amount of money also being a constraint lah. So kalau your work ataupun your proposal is not in good shape, because the competition is very high at the national level, and because IPTA, IPTS also applying for this proposal, and we can see that there are trend of IPTS successful grant application by the IPTS. Kita nampak sekarang ni swasta also start applying for this grant. So kalau kita tak betul-betul as a IPTA, kita pun tidak dapat berpeluang lagi untuk mendapatkan grant. Okay, and then assessor dia akan tengok mistakes, weaknesses in your proposal, and then these are ways to reject lah, because our role is not to reject, but we try to promote the best among the best. Okay. Alright, ini summary lah assessment yang saya elaborate at the beginning. Yang ni quite detail lah. Saya dah sebut tadi. Viability of the research. Kita tengoklah if the issues is realistic or not to be addressed within the 34 month study. Kalau tak boleh 24 months, maybe you need to do some monitoring. So you need to do it in 36 months, 3 years. Please do so. That's not wrong to apply a 3 years project. Bukan kita kata 34 month project tu dia akan get more weightage ataupun the successful rate is higher if it's 34 months rather than 36 months. But and experience, qualification or the ability of the research team pun also important. Kalau your research team tu dia katakan ada senior researcher yang akan berpencen like 1 or 2 years, you should know, you should get ready lah to get the replacement. Okay, capability of the project leader tadi saya dah beritahu, you punya research profile kena betul-betul mantap. Sometimes the assessor dia tak ada masa nak Google, tapi selalunya saya Google nama. Kita sebagai akademik ni is very easy to know your profile and just type your name in the Google search. There you see, kalau ada nama, banyak nama you dekat Google search tu maknanya you are active, but you are very silent, tak pernah buat apa-apa, will not appear in your tu. Okay, alright, ethical statement tadilah saya dah sebut tadi, be remembered. Saya nak conclude yang ni. Kita ada lebih 15 minit for Q&A. And good proposal, ini dia. Fail and success is depending on this. Good idea, good grantmanship, good presentation with a good review from the assessor. And lastly, I can say good luck lah for you all to apply. Please remember apply. Senang je, saya mesti ingat lagi kita punya ketua RMI dulu. Encik Mus selalu cakap, kalau apply belum tentu dapat, kalau tak apply guarantee tak dapat. So better apply. InsyaAllah dapat. Okay. And don't don't give up. Okay, kesimpulannya, title should be fundamental, should sound fundamental, objective should sound fundamental. Exit summary should be precise, self-realistic and realistic. The team members should be balanced. The team should demonstrate the work can be done. Your KPI should be realistic and address the requirement. Okay. With that, I end my presentation, my talk today. Good luck with your FRGS application, and I apologize for any inconvenience, any statement that I made that make you feel uncomfortable. But deep in my heart, I want all to be successful, successful academic, successful researcher in UiTM, and I want UiTM be the spotlight in research, especially in fundamental research. Okay. With that, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Dr. Tay. I give back the mic to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof, and for the sharing for valuable, helpful, and clear tips, experience, and guiding us in winning the FRGS. It is important that the quality of research proposal must fit the assessment criteria. Okay, there are two important pieces of information as posted in the chat box. Okay, number one, for the FRGS grant, if researcher need industry coordinator according to their respective cluster, and their information could be obtained via visit the staff directory on the website Renew. 2, for pattern search, researcher can browse the recordings at the provided link in the chat box provided. Okay, so let's move to the Q&A session now. Okay, participants are welcome to ask questions directly, or you may type in the chat box. Actually, in the chat box, there are a few questions. Okay, I read out the first question from Dr. Maizato. Salam Prof, untuk budget kita perlukan quotation from supplier. Untuk contohnya barang makmat, is it compulsory or recommended? Prof?
Okay, salam. Okay, untuk barang-barang keperluan research, it is compulsory to get the quotation. because we want to know the exact amount of money that you need. Sometimes for chemical, maybe you need that for the second year, but you can ask the quotation if you want that to be supplied in the second year. But that amount maybe varies lah. Tapi at least we know some idea that the amount of budget that you apply fit to your project. Kita tak nak you under budget. Kita takut if under budget nanti you tak boleh siapkan the research. So it's good to have the quotation and attach to your budget. For me, kalau I make it compulsory. It's not encouraged. It's compulsory. Okay, thank you.
Okay, compulsory, yeah. So from Hidayat, salam Prof for informative title. What are the keywords should be highlighted since the grant is fundamental in nature? Thank you.
Okay, untuk title dia. Dia tak ada, the word fundamental tu tak should not reflect in the title lah. But the title should portray what you want to do. Maksudnya ada method kat situ, and then what are the importance of the research tu. Maybe you can search or you can ask from the RMC the successful title. Kadang-kadang title ni kita dapat daripada literature review. When you look into the journals, they are normally journals. Dia punya title is for me is very good and very catchy. You can use that as your guidance to come up with your FRGS title. Okay, I hope that answered the question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Next question from Ismail Sabah. Ismail, salam Prof. What research domain should I put if my research is related to culture and heritage, but the enhancement, 1 minute. But the enhancement using the computer and ICT like virtual reality or augmented reality, can I put my team member that comprise from different disciplines like computer and ICT plus cultural and heritage? What is the percentage from each discipline if it is yes?
Okay. Because your proposal, your title have the word heritage. Maybe the best cluster domain is natural and cultural heritage. You tengok kat mana. But when you mention that you have some enhancement using ICT, it is encouraged to put a member that will assist you or to help you in the AI or whatever modeling ke apa ke, to be part of the project. Sebab tu saya kata tadi, team members very important because we want to see the successful of the project. So you can ada member from the computer and also yourself, your team, maybe 1 or 2 from your team. Then you have another from ICT, and then perhaps you are the industry or agency to provide you lah. Maybe you need some avenue or study area to be accessed, which need to be kena ada permission from the certain agency ke apa ke. It's good to bring them into the team. So kena ada letter lah. Okay, I hope that answer the question.
Okay, next question from Saiful. Some prof, if a person research profile are not, is it advisable for that person to build research profile before apply the FRGS?
Okay, Waalaikumsalam. Saiful, Dr. Saiful. Walaupun you punya profile, if your profile is not like others lah, like noble professors ke apa ke, tapi it doesn't stop you from applying. That's why I said to you, you need to have a team research team. Walaupun you new, you new researcher. I have a researcher, a friend of mine, my team. He He's a new researcher. Dia belum ada PhD, but he managed to get a FRGS. But we have in the team, we have strong team. We have a senior researcher lah. Myself, kita ada from associate professor, who also have a good profile, research profile. Please don't wait until you build a research profile, because maybe this is your starting point to be a noble ataupun you to be a very good researcher in next 5 years or 10 years. Don't wait. Times doesn't wait. So don't wait. Jangan tunggu orang suruh. Jangan tunggu kata, Dr. Saiful, sekarang lah masanya untuk you apply FRGS. Bukan. There's no such thing. So please apply. If you need to to go through your proposal before you send whatever, you can contact me. You can WhatsApp saya ke whatever, to see whether you are ready or not. Okay, I think that's hope that will not stop you from applying. Please apply. If you are eligible, you tengok requirement, you okay, you fit in, please apply. Okay, talk to your research members. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for advice from Prof. Everyone should try to apply now and not to wait anymore. Start now, okay? And the next question from Dura Salim. So, salam Prof, is it possible to get the slide you are presenting? Thanks.
Boleh. Nanti saya akan bagikan through Renew lah. You
Okay.
get the Renew.
So thank you, Prof. We will from the Renew side, we will circulate the PPT PowerPoint through the emails to everyone. Okay. So I would like to ask, is there any question from the floor? You may unmute and ask question directly.
Ya, kalau ada soalan boleh tanya saya terus.
Boleh tanya terus participants here. We are having 120 participants in the Webex.
Wow, that's good number. We hope to get 125 proposals from today's session.
So anyone from the floor to asking any questions to the Prof? That is very experienced researcher and the assessor here. Take your chance. Okay, Prof, while waiting for others, there is a question from the chat box, Devika, and then, Salam Prof, is it possible to resubmit the unsuccessful FRGS proposal from the last round of application?
Okay, thanks Devika for the question. Yes, it's possible to submit. However, please make changes to your proposal based on the comments. I believe that you received comments from the previous assessor. Then do some amendments to the proposal, and perhaps you can change a little bit on the title. Maybe the focus too. Because maybe the proposal is unsuccessful because of focus. When you tell it to the new focus, definitely your title and the content will be different from the previous one. Bila we do the assessment, normally we'll see similarity of your proposal within the current application and also the previous application and with different university. Kalau ada similar proposal, maybe you ada friend yang dekat universiti lain yang also applying with the same topic, with the same title. Kita sebagai assessor, kita akan detect. So that's will apa? You will not so you can apply, no problem. And improve wherever you. Ada soalan lagi di sini, Dr. Tay. Suggest the latest topic. on trend in this research area. Alright. Okay. Research topic tadi saya ada sebut on the focus area tadi. That is the focus area of the ministry. The previous 1 or 2 years of FRGS. I think the focus area masih lagi does not change. And kalau tengok sekarang ni, we have issues of floods, issue of climate change, banyak, issue natural hazards, issue food, issue economy, issue education. So all these topics are still relevant. The focus area is still important. So you can try to tailor your proposal, Rezi, to the current trend. I think based on the news, based on the current issues, I think you know what need to be taken. Because for FRGS, we want to see the solution, solution for the country, solution to the community, and that need to be tailored from your FRGS application. Okay, don't worry, if your work is good, you akan dapat FRGS 2023. Yes, Nur Baidura, silakan.
Ya, Assalamualaikum Prof.
Salam.
Nama saya Baidura, saya daripada SPSPU UiTM Sri Iskandar. Saya nak tanya satu soalan. First of all, I would like to thank you for your presentation today. It's really helpful and also informative for all of us. And then saya ada satu soalan. Okay, tadi saya tengok dalam Prof punya presentation, you mentioned that kita tak boleh beli stationery, right? And then ada certain benda yang kita tak boleh beli lah. Okay, macam previously masa saya pernah handle FRGS masa dulu, kita ada beli stationery. And stationery ni lebih kepada macam souvenir untuk bagi kepada pada responden. Contohnya kalau kita buat survey around 300 to 400 respondent, so kita akan bagi souvenir dan selalunya stationery lah. So sekarang ni kita dah tak boleh beli stationery. So macam mana kalau macam still boleh beli stationery untuk souvenir ke tapi memang langsung tak boleh beli stationery?
Okay, kita ada buat 29,000, kita bukanlah tak boleh langsung beli. Tapi kita kena spare in the proposal. Dalam proposal tu nyatakan, you kena buat survey kan? Kena buat durat. You kena buat survey, so the honorarium is dalam bentuk bentuk stationery you nak bagi. Katakan you ada berapa? 200 respondent. Satu stationery kata RM2 you bajet. Kan contohlah. 200 kali RM2, RM400. Letaklah dalam tu, dalam proposal. Nyatakan. Nyatakan. Kalau tak nyatakan, so kalau you nyatakan dalam proposal, kalau diluluskan dan you berjaya dalam FRGS, you boleh gunakan lah. Dia masalahnya kita tidak nyatakan. Kan? Contohnya kita beli scenery tapi kita tak perlu pun scenery tu dalam research kita. Tapi kalau you punya ni, dia related to the project, betul tak?
Betul.
So maksudnya dibenarkan. Kalau saya sebagai penilai, saya akan benarkan sebab you memerlukan tu. Kalau tidak, orang tak nak kan nak jawab you punya questionnaire kan? Betul lah. Kan? Some people dia kena bayar kan? Kalau orang asli kena bancing lah bagi RM5 seorang ke kan?
Betul.
Kan? Kena belikan dia Milo ke kan? Dia suka Milo kan? Saya baru balik pada kampung orang asli. Bengoy kan? Dia tanya, Prof Milo. Tak buat Milo kan? Segan pula kan? So macam itulah ceritanya. So apa pun yang diperlukan dalam proposal, dalam research, sila nyatakan. Sebab tu dia kata honest budget. Faham tak honest budget? Kalau tak nyatakan, dia tak honest lah. Contoh. Okay, bagus soalan tu.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof.
Okay, right. Sama. Ada soalan lain yang lagi? Ramai ni 100 lebih ni, mesti ada 125 soalan. Kalau saya ambil peluang untuk tanya soalan. Sebab besok dah kena buat proposal lah. Bukan besok hari ni. Kalau saya lah. Okay, very good. Saya rasa very good turn up hari ni. Dr. Tay.
If
Ada soalan lagi?
Tak nampak. I don't see anyone raise out their hands for the questions. So I think that's all question for today. So
Ada satu Sheila.
Ada satu lagi. Okay, Sheila. Because I cannot see actually. Sheila.
Assalamualaikum Prof. Saya Sheila dari Puan. Saya nak bertanya macam ni sebab kita orang ada projek yang menang IIT. So kita orang nak buat permohonan FRGS lah untuk projek tersebut. But saya as you have mentioned lah, I'm a novice baru 2 tahun di UiTM ni. So pengalaman saya dalam research ni kurang lah. So I would like to invite dalam team member macam yang Prof suggest tu nak bawa profesor lain ataupun Profesor Badia yang berkaitan lah. Cuma sekarang ni kalau saya buat begitu seperti yang Prof cadangkan, adakah walaupun projek saya, adakah projek leader tu saya letak nama profesor yang akan saya invite ataupun masih boleh mengekalkan nama saya?
Okay, kalau projek tu adalah your project, you are the project leader. And then the professors ataupun senior lecturers can be your member lah. Tak ada masalah. Walaupun you baru. Tapi the proposal must be solid. You should get help from the senior researcher lah in your team to put up the proposal together, and then should reflect fundamental issue. I know that you menang IID tu, tapi dia lebih pada produk kan?
Yeah.
Okay, FRGS is not about product. It's about theory, ideas, knowledge, improvement of the current process. Dia tidak menghasilkan satu tangible product lah, dia punya target dia. Tapi improvement of the current knowledge. Benda tu should reflect in the proposal. So don't put others name lah. Sebab it doesn't work like that. Kita letak nama profesor guarantee dapat, tidak semestinya. Yeah.
Alright.
Kalau you ada professor in the team, you form samarahan ya. Saya pernah sampai kampus samarahan. Okay. So you ada professor, associate professor, you ada senior lecturer, you are senior lecturer, 4 or 5 teams very nicely blend in term of research profile. Sebab kalau you baru, you novice, and then selalunya kita akan tengok yang the rest. But the rest ni akan support you. Dia akan support. That is the role of the team members. Bukan bila dapat research grant terus yang lain semua sunyi tepi dan kita tidak indahkan ahli yang lain. Jangan. Sebab everyone have the role kan. That's why you specify the role of everyone in the proposal. So they should reflect in term of the pelaksanaan, the implementation of the research grant tu kena reflect lah. Kalau profesor tugas dia apa, profesor A ni tugas dia apa. Okay, so please apply and put you as the research leader. Okay?
Alright, thank you Prof.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. And then we have one more question from Sharifah in the chat box. Let's say PI managed to get FRGS, then he or she apply to change the PI to someone else because he or she want to become the RA after defense his or her PhD proposal. Is it allowed?
Okay. If you're doing PhD, you are not allowed to become the PI. So you must hand over the research to another team member lah. Because dalam proposal tu you dah specify who gonna be the research leader if you are not in the team kan. So kena specify. Okay. Kalau dia kata dia nak jadi RA. Maksud RA tu dia nak run the work lah. Bukan GRA. Sebab GRA tak boleh. So as when you are in the PhD, you are allowed to be the member. Boleh. Tapi GRA must be someone else. So susah juga kalau you want to become the RA, there's GRA, but dia ada two person working on the same project. Kan? But the philosophy of the FRGS is to bakat bakat maksudnya you nak latih someone to become a good researcher ke apa tu. Tapi kalau you nak become the RA, because if you are member, you are you are eligible lah untuk claim kan, whatever kan. So memang allowed pun. Tapi to become a RA per se, because dalam FRGS tak ada RA. Dia ada GRA je. Kan? So kena tengok balik lah the requirement. Tapi yang ni, kalau you feel that you are going to do PhD, better not to apply lah. You can maybe in 6 month time, maybe you can be a member lah. So nanti bila tu jadi susah sikit tapi boleh sama tapi you can run lah, you can run the project with the GRA untuk fulfill your PhD, tak ada masalah. Mungkin part of your PhD tu is come from the FRGS. So you kena consult with the team lah, how to go about gitu tu lah. Sebab dulu pun saya pun ada student PhD saya yang grant tu grant bersama dia. Dia ada run that project, kita pun ada GRA dan dia become the dia run the project lah, part of the PhD. So tak ada masalah. Cuma budgeting lah, budgeting tu dia tak boleh goes to the to the members lah, macam bayar kan. Kalau you PhD nak bayar you 2,500 tapi you member of the team, tak boleh. Unless you resign daripada projek tersebut dan you register, tapi sebab you staff, you tak boleh dapat sebab you ada source of income. Ada yang student yang fresh tu yang tak ada source of income, then can get the RA sheet tu, GRA sheet, 2,500 for PhD. Tapi benda tu kena consult balik dengan RMC.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Clear, everybody clear on this thing. Thank you. So, any more questions from the floor?
Okay, kalau ada lagi soalan, boleh tanya anything on FRGS.
Okay, anyone?
Ada? Tak ada?
Tak ada? Ada tak anyone? Last question.
Yes.
Okay, Saiful, yeah.
Can you use your mic?
You can use your mic to ask directly.
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Ya, dengar Saiful, thank you.
Prof, just nak tanya, Prof. Terima kasih juga, Prof, atas taklimat Prof pagi ni, banyak membantu jugalah. And then kalau just in case kalau ada follow up question, Prof, boleh ke kita communicate to email, Prof?
Boleh, silakan. Kalau ada any pop up question. You daripada mana Dr. Saiful?
Daripada UiTM Pasir Gudang, Prof.
Oh, UiTM Pasir Gudang, Johor. Okay. Boleh.
Okay, terima kasih, Prof.
Even kalau you nak session ke with your researcher dekat Pasir Gudang pun boleh lah. Kalau you need my help. I pun ada my PhD student kat Pasir Gudang. Sebab UiTM Place pun I'm the assessor lah, internal assessor untuk diorang punya proposal for the past 2 years. So yeah, no problem, Dr. Saiful boleh.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saiful, for the last questions. Okay, that's all questions for today. We have reached the end of the webinar. Thank you, Prof. I believe this sharing session is beneficial to all participants. We hope for a higher successful rate for UiTM researchers in FRGS application in 2023. On behalf of Renew, we thank Prof and all the participants for staying with us for about 2 hours. Thank you, everyone, and hope to meet you all in the next webinar. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Catch you next time for next webinar.
Thank you to all yang ada hari ini. Thank you very much. All the best in your application.